Let's see. Maybe.
I think it's working now.
Oh. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That was an 8-minute fight right there.
That was.
Not against each other, though.
No. Well, that was earlier.
That was the other day. That's different.
All right. We got nobody watching, though. So let's wait just a second to see if we can. Let's see here.
Let's see if I can find it.
All right, we got one person watching. Hopefully they're not waiting on the other side and it's not working.
Well, okay, there's that one. That one's going. I'm going to hit the thumbs up over here. That's going. Always got to hit the thumbs up. YouTube doesn't like it when we read the Bible live.
No, because it actually drops the amount of followers we have.
We actually lose subscribers every time we do this. Not that we have a lot of subscribers in the grand scheme of things.
No, but Ken's like, hey, we're down 2. We're down another 2. We're down another 2.
So go ahead and hit that like button.
Hit that like button.
Ha! I repeated myself.
You did.
And we'll get into it in just a second. Close that. Hit the like button there also. As always, we'll start with some farm news and updates from the week.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've seen our last video, we put it out on Friday, and the other video is gone now. So awesome. Yeah, I thought it was gone too. Thank you. So we took
Dogs are going nuts.
Yeah, dogs always go nuts at this time. It's their time to go nuts. So we took our last trip in Tess for a while. That's a tongue twister.
It is.
And it was the last load we needed for the driveways projects.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually went together this time.
We did. And usually we go to Marshall to get the gravel, and this time we went to Newport.
Yes.
And that was kind of fun.
It's a nicer ride. It's a flatter ride.
Yeah.
So it's less strain on the truck and less stress on me. So it's a nice trip. So if you haven't seen that video yet, go ahead and take a look. It's not a lot of talking, but a lot of scenery and a lot of just different imagery. And of course it's Tess. So.
And there's a lot of people that just like Tess.
Yeah. What else did we do this week? We finished the deer. All that got completed.
We processed a deer for someone and got it all chunked up and ground up and delivered. And he showed up yesterday to pick up the skull.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something I'm learning to do is process deer skulls, and it actually turned out really well.
Yeah.
And
so what we might start doing is actually processing the sheep skulls this way.
No, it turns out really cool.
And there is a market out here for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's something we could possibly be adding to, again, to honor the whole animal, is to use the whole animal. And if we could use the animal in that way too, that would be, I think, something really neat.
Yeah, I've got 3 skulls out there right now that could be finished.
Yes.
Because I have so much time on my hands.
Maybe not so much during the windy times and stuff.
No, we collected a bunch of wood today because it's going to be cold and windy. It has been.
Yes.
Um,
Not as cold as it is for the Homestead twins, though. The Homestead twins that just joined us. They said, "Hey guys."
you're right. It's probably very cold. Wow. No, I've seen y'all had a ton of snow up
Mm.
that way. So yeah, our flurries today do not even compare to
No,
what y'all have had.
no, no. But let's see what else do we got going. We have microgreens going in process still, and we will harvest them Tuesday to deliver Wednesday of this week.
Mhm.
We're still learning, still having a
So
hiccup
eggs and
here.
microgreens this week,
Mhm.
and then it will be eggs and chicken the following week
There's no microgreens.
because we won't have enough time.
We need the 10 days.
We need a full 2 weeks for the whole process.
Yes. What else? We had a hay run.
We're in the sweet spot of the UP that
6 inches yesterday, but the days leading up to that was over 40 degrees and raining. Wow.
no, we've been seeing like up in Marquette, it's like record snowfall
Mm.
and
100 and some inches.
yeah. So I'm glad y'all are in a sweet spot.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Last week, we also did a hay run.
You did a hay
Yeah,
run.
I did a hay run.
Hi. All right.
Just another 37 bale load, and we've got that. That's down at the hay barn. I'll probably make another run this week, but what I'll be doing this time is helping my friend get the barn floor cleared out, loading that into the back of the truck, and throwing some bales on top of that. A lot of that we're going to use not only for the little sheep, the two breeder, the younger breeder flocks right now, but we'll also use some of that for ground cover.
Mhm.
So we'll get that. We might get that taken care of this week too.
Okay.
And speaking of snow, we did have a little flurry today, and we do have snow in our forecast for here in Western North Carolina. Wednesday into Thursday, they're predicting another trough to come down, more cold. We actually have our fire going. It was 70 degrees yesterday, I believe.
It was nice.
And today it's like 30 and windy.
No, it's like it just gets to your bones.
Yeah.
It just like it's cold.
Yeah. So brought some firewood in after church, got the fireplace going, and brought a couple rounds in to keep that going. So got that. But just so you know, dinner is being made outside today because I requested some KFC.
No,
But
you didn't.
It's KFC. It's Kashuba fried chicken. So it's our chicken that we raised that Amy's going to fry. So,
And I'm funny about frying things in the house because it's like it just sticks when you like deep fry stuff in the house. So I like cook it on the porch, and I've actually got the fryer kind of preheating right now.
Hopefully it's warming up.
But it's very cold.
Yes.
But it should be good.
Mm-hmm. We actually managed to this week double one of our water catchment availabilities or
we
volumes.
Did, and I'm thrilled about it. Today
cost us $15.
2 hours and a lot of aggravation.
Aggravation this way because we worked on it together.
No, we did. And you know what? Both of us were salty at each other about it because I wanted it one way, he wanted it another. And we're like, we're just going to get this done. We're not going to talk about this.
And what I've learned is I just support at that time. Let her do her thing. I'll just get the tools, get the materials, and help along the way.
But I'll tell you what, that catchment tote is 3/4 full.
Yeah, we actually
and
finally
it's
got
never been that full before.
We finally got some rain, probably just over an inch or so. But yeah, that tote's like 3/4 full. So what we did, we bought 2 pieces of gutter. Took an old one off, put the 2 new ones on, the one side of the chicken coop barn,
literally
Mhm.
15 bucks.
Yeah.
And I should have gotten content, but I didn't. But it was,
because somebody was pokey.
no, this was me at Lowe's. And you were like, did you get content? I'm like, no, I already felt weird enough about it already because I had to put it on top of my car. And I got this little 1995 Jeep Cherokee, and I had to just tie it up to the roof. And here I go down the road with with gutter.
Vinyl gutters. Yeah.
I'm sure people were looking, going, I wonder if she's even going to make it.
It's Madison County. Nobody said nothing.
I don't know, but
Not
still
even noticed. What else?
But also that tote, if it overfills, it goes into another one.
Yes.
So we have like a 2-tote catchment system back
If you
there.
go back a few months in the videos, you could actually see where we made that and put that together. So 2 totes off of 1 roof. Hopefully it'll do well.
Mm-hmm.
We've never actually had water in the second tote yet, so.
No, but I was really thrilled to have that tote because that's the tote we use, or at least I use the most for the chickens.
Yes.
And they need to have a little pond and stuff for the ducks and the goose and stuff. So.
And I don't think I've used the well for the sheep. I don't remember last time I used the well for the sheep to water them.
And I will say, since we've had the well fixed, our electric bill is down probably $100 a month.
Yes.
Because
praise the Lord.
For a year and a half, a pipe has been broken inside the well, like inside the well itself, and the pump has just been running. And we knew our
we
bill,
knew it wasn't right, but couldn't prove anything. And
we thought maybe we had too many freezers. We cut back on everything we could, and it turns out it was the well just running.
Yeah.
So we're thankful to get that taken care of.
Let's see. Oh, it did burn out the pump.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
No, we had no water. It burned the pump out, and we had to get a new pump. And because the pump was replaced and they pulled all that pipe out, the guy was like, "Oh, you got a break in the pipe."
That's how we discovered that it was broken, because the pump burned out, water stopped. We had to get somebody in, get it all replaced.
But yeah. Definitely a blessing.
One thing I did this week is I put together my 2026 list. I'm going to leave it kind of glary so you can't really see it.
Because God's going to change it anyway.
He will. Let's see, how long did we think it was like that?
No, it was August of 2024.
Yeah.
Because it shot through the roof then.
And we weren't sure, but then like the months prior to the well going out, we'd have pressure for a while, then it would drop. We'd have like 7 gallons of pressure, then it would drop. And it was just like, do we have a leak in the pasture, or a leak between the well house and the house? It took a while of troubleshooting, and yeah.
Then we thought, well, maybe the price of electric went up. Maybe we have too many freezers. Maybe, you second guess yourself too. Because at that point, we did get us another freezer, and we thought it was just maybe it wasn't very energy efficient. Yeah. So there was that too.
And yes, chickens are on this list, but this is my list for 2026. So like my big 3 things, other than getting mama home, it all leads up to getting mama home, but health, things to work on.
Okay. So when he says getting mama home, so I've been working the past 9 months for a recovery crew for Helene. To be honest, I've only got 3 months of hours left on this grant. So I'm praying that there's some sort of...
And it's to keep us both here working in the ministry and on the homestead.
Yes.
So we don't have to work off site. Yes.
So to get this homestead generating enough funds so
Mhm.
that we can stay here and continue the work.
Yes.
Um,
And run the ministry as the Lord sees us
yes.
doing. So, one of the things that I'm going to be working on is health. Some of you know that, 2025 for me was the year of the fall. I fell a lot in 2025 for whatever reason. So I've been in pain all year. So I want to reduce that pain. I want to improve my balance so I'm not falling. So I'm going to be working on a lot of motor skills and things of that nature. Working on my minister presentation, so working on more deeper word study and improve my presentation. I'm not doing real good at presentation right now. So it's knowledge and speech and presence and things of that nature. And then the ministry itself, we're getting the high tunnel. And, my goal is really to make sure that's at least 50% capacity. And I mean, continual, year long, 50%, running smoothly. We've got the protein. So that's eggs, meat, and milk. We'll probably do something along the lines of a private membership association along with that. Get that going. Really get our Mountainside Homestead Ministry community in place. Getting the cabins full with like-minded people. But the last of the tent, no. I got to make sure I
Yes.
So our tenants that are leaving, the last of those that are leaving this week.
Yes.
So we will have 4 cabins up and open for long-term use, long-term renters. Bethany wants shirts.
We need to make shirts. Come up with a design.
She sent one that one time.
Oh, I know.
But it's stuff, wool hats, wool products. We may be working with somebody on that.
Yes, definitely.
But
with
anyways,
our own sheep wool.
There's a lot of other things on this list, and I'm not going to get into that because this is already getting long enough. We wrapped up our 5-day fast.
We weren't actually going to even talk about it.
But we approached it 2 different ways, so that's why we decided to talk about it. I approached it really just from the physical aspect.
Well, getting out of
the holidays,
Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and all the junk, it's like, okay, we have to just do a
whole body reset. Yes.
But part of me was just like, I need a physical, spiritual, mental, like everything is like, I just need to completely reset.
Yeah. So that wrapped up Friday evening, and we still got to get better breaking a fast. Wasn't too bad this time, but
last time we broke it and it just, we gained everything back that we worked for.
Yeah.
So.
And the last thing, as far as updates is concerned, I am going to be getting onto the seed planner tool later on this evening. Some probably during dinner, I'll be working on that. But that's the last of the updates. So, no added sugar, no processed. That's good. That's a good place to start. Yeah, all those processed carbs, all that, it's like.
And that's what we kind of did. It's like, so when we broke the fast, it was meat.
Ferments.
It was meat, ferments, and egg. And an egg.
Yeah. And
then the next morning we had eggs. And then we didn't have anything till that night.
It was meat and veggies.
It was, meat and veggies.
And some ferments. And tonight it's KFC.
Well, it's fried chicken, but it's also fried in lard and not seed oils.
Right, but it's also testing to see how much pain that I get in
because of
as we're introducing foods back in.
Because the only thing different really right now is the flour. So.
Yes, yeah. Billy did talk about the the broth as a part of the break. We actually don't do a very strict fast. Like we'll have broth in the evenings during our fast. So
electrolytes and broth.
yes, and it's only like a cup of broth. So we already have that into our system. So when we're talking about breaking fast, more of a solid food break. So what solid foods are we adding back in? You know, is it proteins? Is it carbs? Is it veggies?
It ain't carbs.
No, it's not.
That's
carbs.
the thing is, we love our potatoes.
And easing into regular food is tough because I like to eat, and especially dinner.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I have a hard time saying no to seconds. But, yeah, easing in is definitely the best approach. And we are getting a little long-winded here, because the main thing we're here to do is read the Word. And thank you all for the participation during that portion of the live stream. It is great. Yes. Staying away from the sourdough is a challenging thing. I actually stopped making it myself.
That's
I love bread and butter.
big thing for him.
She likes toast and jam. Just putting it out there.
No, you are big into bread
Yes,
and carbs.
yes, I like my
and
breads.
things.
Yes.
I like my raisin toast.
I remember sitting, Sunday afternoon with a hard roll, peeling it and buttering it and eating that. I mean, there was nothing better. It's like, but I digressed again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the Word.
You want?
I got to get off. Got to get off the topic of the
toast
bread.
for dinner. The garlic bread, even.
Help me out here. Help me out. So, the Word. We are obviously we're still in Isaiah, and we are picking up at chapter 7, if my notes are correct.
All right, Bethany, are we at 7?
I think she said 7 in the text, but as far as I know, we're at 7 because that's where chapter 7. And so those of you who are new to joining us, welcome, and thank you for your patience as we get finally here. Our format is very fluid, and we pass it back and forth as we're reading through. We don't teach or expound too much on what we read, because that is currently for y'all to do and not have our 2 cents added to it.
Unless I think about an image from The Chosen.
We do have fun along the way because obviously we're talking about our Lord and Savior, and it should be fun. So if we do have some humor and some levity along the way, but for the most part, it's the Word. We are in the NIV version is what we read, and we start with Mama, and she'll go to a point and then pass it to me, and we'll go back and forth like that. We'll get through a couple chapters here. So picking up at Isaiah chapter 7. Mama, when you're ready, if you don't mind.
When Ahaz, the son of Jotham, the son of Uzziah, was the king of Judah, king of Rezin. Bethany, I need some help.
Go ahead.
And Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, marched up to fight against Jerusalem, but they could not overpower it. Now, the house of David was told, Aram has allied itself with Ephraim. So the hearts of Ahaz and his people were shaken, as the trees of the forest are shaken by the wind. Then the Lord said to Isaiah, Go out, you and your sons, Jashbum, to meet Ahaz at the end of the aqueduct of the upper pool, on the road to the washerman's field. Say to him, Be careful, keep calm, and don't be afraid. Do not lose heart because of these 2 smoldering stubs of firewood, because of the fierce anger of Rezin and Aram, and of the son of Remaliah. Aram, Ephraim, and Remaliah, son, have plotted your ruin, saying, Let us invade Judah. Let us tear it apart and divide it among ourselves, and make the son of Tabeel king over it. Yet this is what the sovereign Lord says. It will not take place. It will not happen. For the head of Aram is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is only Rezin. Within 65 years, Ephraim will be too shattered to be a people. The head of Ephraim is Samaria, and the head of Samaria is only Remaliah's son. If you do not stand firm in your faith, you will not stand at all. Again, the Lord spoke to Ahaz, Ask the Lord your God for a sign, whether in the deepest depths or in the highest heights. But Ahaz said, I will not ask. I will not put the Lord to the test. Then Isaiah said, Hear now, house of David. Is it not enough to try the patience of men? Will you try the patience of my God also? Therefore, the Lord himself will give you a sign. The virgin will be with child and will give birth to a son, and will call him Emmanuel. He will eat curds and honey, and when he knows enough to reject the wrong and choose the right. But before the boy knows enough to reject the wrong and choose the right, the land of the two kings you dread will be laid waste. The Lord will bring on you and all your people, and on the house of your father, a time unlike any since Ephraim broke away from Judah. It will bring the king of Assyria. In that day the Lord will whistle for flies from distant streams of Egypt and for bees from the land of Assyria. They will all come and settle in the steep ravines and in the crevices and in the rocks, in all the thorn bushes and on all the water holes. In that day the Lord will use a razor hired from beyond the river, the king of Assyria, to shave your head and the hair of your legs, and to take off your beards also. In that day a man will keep alive a young cow and 2 goats, and because of the abundance of the milk they give, he will have curds to eat. All who remain in the land will eat curds and honey. In that day, in every place where there were 1,000 vines worth 1,000 silver shekels, there will only be briars and thorns. Men will go there with a bow and arrow, for the land will be covered with briars and thorns. As for all the hills once cultivated by the hoe, you will no longer go there for fear of the briars and thorns. They will become places where cattle are turned loose and where sheep run.
The Lord said to me, Take a large scroll and write on it with an ordinary pen. Meher Shal al Hashbaz, and I will call in Uriah the priest and Zechariah, son of that was the dog, Jeberechiah, as reliable witnesses for me. Then I went to the prophetess, and she conceived. Sorry, I got a bad glare with my glasses. Conceived and gave birth to a son. And the Lord said to me, Name him Meher Shalal Hashbaz. Before the boy knows how to say, my father or my mother, the wealth of Damascus and the plunder of Samaria will be carried off by the king of Assyria. The Lord spoke to me again. Because this people has rejected the gently flowing waters of Shiloah and rejoice over Rezin and the son of Remaliah. Therefore, the Lord is about to bring against them the mighty floodwaters of the river, the king of Assyria with all his pomp. It will overflow all its channels, run over all its banks, and will sweep on into Judah, swirling over it, passing through it, and reaching up to the neck. Its outspread wings will cover the breadth of your land, O Emmanuel. Raise the war cry, you nations, and be shattered. Listen, all you distant lands. Prepare for battle and be shattered. Prepare for battle and be shattered. Devise your strategy, but it will be thwarted. Propose your plan, but it will not stand, for God is with us.
The Lord spoke to me with a strong hand upon me, warning me not to follow the ways of this people. He said, "Do not call conspiracy everything that these people call conspiracy. Do not fear what they fear, and do not dread it. The Lord Almighty is the one you are to regard as holy. He is the one you are to fear. He is the one you are to dread, and he will be a sanctuary. But for both houses of Israel, he will be the stone that causes men to stumble, and a rock that makes them fall. And for the people of Jerusalem, he will be a trap and a snare. Many of them will stumble. They will fall and be broken. They will be snared and captured. Bind up the testimony and seal up the law among my disciples. I will wait for the Lord, who is hiding his face from the house of Jacob. I will put my trust in him. Here am I, and the children of the Lord has given me. We are signs and symbols in Israel from the Lord Almighty, who dwells on Mount Zion. When the men tell you to consult drums and spiritualists who whisper...
Mediums and spiritualists.
What did I say?
Drums.
It does say drum. Okay. Mediums and spirits who whisper and mutter, who should not a people inquire of their God? Why consult the dead on behalf of the living? To the law and to the testimony they do not speak according to this word. They have no light of dawn. Distressed and hungry, they will roam through the land. When they are famished, they will become enraged, and looking upward will curse their king and God. They will look towards the earth and see only distress and darkness and fearful gloom, and they will thrust into utter darkness.
Chapter 9. Nevertheless, there will be no more gloom for those who were in distress. In the past, he humbled the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali. But in the future, he will honor Galilee of the Gentiles by the way of the sea along the Jordan. The people walking in darkness have seen a great light. On those living in the land of the shadow of death, a light has dawned. You have enlarged the nation and increased their joy. They rejoice before you as people rejoice at the harvest, as men rejoice when dividing the plunder. For as in the day of Midian's defeat, you have shattered the yoke that burdens them, the bar across their shoulders, the rod of their oppressor. Every warrior's boot used in battle and every garment rolled in blood will be destined for burning, will be fuel for the fire. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders. And he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there will be no end. He will reign on David's throne and over his kingdom, establishing and upholding it with justice and righteousness from that time on and forever. The zeal of the Lord Almighty will accomplish this.
The Lord has sent a message against Jacob. It will fall on Israel. All the people will know it. Ephraim and the inhabitants of Samaria will say with pride and arrogance of heart, the bricks have fallen down, but we will rebuild with dressed stone. The fig trees have been felled, but we will replace them with cedars. But the Lord has strengthened Rezin's foes against them, and has spurned their enemies on. Arameans from the east and Philistines from the west have devoured Israel with open mouth. Yet for all this his anger is not turned away, his hand is still upraised. But the people who have not returned to him who struck them, nor have they sought the Lord Almighty. So the Lord will cut off from Israel both head and tail, both palm branch and reed in a single day. The elders and prominent men are the head. The prophets who teach lies are the tail. Those who guide these people mislead them, and those who are guided are led astray. Therefore, the Lord will take no pleasure in the young men, nor will he pity the fatherless and widows. For everyone who is ungodly and wicked, every mouth speaks vileness. Yet for all this his anger is not turned away, his hand is still upraised. Surely wickedness burns like a fire. It consumes briars and thorns. It sets the forest and thickets ablaze, so that it rolls upward in a column of smoke. By the wrath of the Lord Almighty, the land will be scorched, and the people will be fuel for the fire. No one will spare his brother. On the right way they will devour, but still be hungry. On the left they will eat, but not be satisfied. Each will feed on the flesh of its own offspring. Manasseh will feed on Ephraim, and Ephraim on Manasseh. Together they will turn against Judah. Yet for all this, his anger is not turned away. His hand is still upraised.
Chapter 10. Woe to those who make unjust laws, to those who issue oppressive decrees to deprive the poor of their rights and withhold justice from the oppressed of my people, making widows their prey and robbing the fatherless. What will you do on the day of reckoning when disaster comes from afar? To whom will you run for help? Where will you leave your riches? Nothing will remain but to cringe among the captives or fall among the slain. Yet for all this, his anger is not turned away. His hand is still upraised.
Woe to the Assyrian, the rod of my anger, in whose hand is the club of my wrath. I send him against the godless nation. I dispatch him against a people who anger me, to seize loot and snatch plunder, and to trample them down like mud in the streets. But this is not what he intends. This is not what he has in mind. His purpose is to destroy, to put an end to many nations. Are not my commanders all kings, he says? Has not Colano fared like Carchemish? Has not Hamath like Arpad, and Samaria like Damascus? As my hand seized the kingdoms of the idols, kingdoms whose images excelled in those of Jerusalem and Samaria, shall I not deal with Jerusalem and her images as I dealt with Samaria and her idols? When the Lord has finished all his work against Mount Zion and Jerusalem, he will say, I will punish the king of Assyria for the willful pride of his heart and the haughty look in his eyes. For he says, by the strength of my hand I have done this, and by my wisdom, because I have understanding. I removed the boundaries of nations, I plundered their treasures. Like a mighty one, I subdued their kings. As one reaches into a nest, so my hand reached for the wealth of the nations. As men gather abandoned eggs, so I gathered all the countries. Not one flapped a wing or opened its mouth to chirp. Does the axe raise itself above him who swings it, or saw boast against him who uses it? As if a rod were to wield him, yields up, or a club brandish him who is not wood. Therefore the Lord Almighty will send a wasting disease upon his sturdy warriors. Under his pomp a fire will be kindled, like a blazing flame. The light of Israel will become a fire, their Holy One a flame. A single day it will burn and consume his thorns and briars, the splendor of his forests and fertile fields. It will completely destroy as when a sick man wastes away, and the remaining trees of his forests will be so few that a child could write them down.
In that day, the remnant of Israel, the survivors of the house of Jacob, will no longer rely on him who struck them down, but will truly rely on the Lord, the Holy One of Israel. A remnant will return, a remnant of Jacob will return to the mighty God. Though your people, O Israel, be like the sand by the sea, only a remnant will return. Destruction has been decreed, overwhelming and righteous. The Lord Almighty, will carry out the destruction decree upon the whole land. Therefore, this is what the Lord Almighty says. O my people who live in Zion, do not be afraid of the Assyrians, who beat you with a rod and lift up a club against you, as Egypt did. Very soon my anger against you will end, and my wrath will be directed to their destruction. The Lord Almighty will lash them with a whip, as when he struck down Midian at the rock of Oreb. And he will raise up his staff over the waters, as he did in Egypt. In that day, their burden will be lifted from your shoulders, their yoke from your neck. The yoke will be broken, because you have grown so fast. They enter Atha. They pass through Migron. They store up supplies in Michmash. They go over the pass and say, we will camp overnight at Gah. Ramah trembles. Gibeah of Saul flees. Cry out, O daughter of Gallim. Listen, O Laishah. Poor Anathoth. Madmenah is in flight. The people of Gebim take cover. This day they will halt at Nob. They will shake their fists at the mount of the daughter of Zion, at the hill of Jerusalem. See, the Lord Almighty, will lop off the boughs with great power. The lofty trees will be felled. The tall ones will be brought low. He will cut down the forest thickets with an axe. Lebanon will fall before the mighty one.
A shoot will come up from the stump of Jesse. From his roots a branch will bear fruit. The Spirit of the Lord will rest on him, the Spirit of wisdom and of understanding, the Spirit of counsel and of power, the Spirit of knowledge and the fear of the Lord. And he will delight in the fear of the Lord. He will not judge by what he sees with his eyes, or decide by what he hears with his ears. But with righteousness he will judge the needy. With justice he will give decisions for the poor of the earth. He will strike the earth with the rod of his mouth. With the breath of his lips he will slay the wicked. Righteousness will be his belt, and faithfulness will be the sash around his waist. The wolf will live with the lamb. The leopard will lie down with the goat, the calf and the lion and the yearling together, and the little child will lead them. The cow will feed with the bear, and the young will lie down together, and the lion will eat straw like the ox. The infant will play near the hole of the cobra, and the young child put his hand into the viper's nest. They will neither harm nor destroy on all my holy mountain, for the earth will be full of the knowledge of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea. In that day the root of Jesse will stand as a banner for the peoples. The nations will rally to him, and his place of rest will be glorious. In that day the Lord will reach out his hand as a second time to reclaim the remnant that is left of his people from Assyria, from Lower Egypt, from Upper Egypt, from Cush, from Elam, from Babylonia, from Hamath, from the islands of the sea. He will raise a banner for the nations and gather the exiles of Israel. He will assemble the scattered of the people of Judah from the four quarters of the earth. Ephraim's jealousy will vanish, and Judah's enemies will be cut off. Ephraim will not be jealous of Judah, nor Judah be hostile toward Ephraim. They will swoop down on the slopes of Philistia to the west. Together they will plunder the people to the east. They will lay hands on Edom and Moab, and the Ammonites will be subject to them. The Lord will dry up the gulf of the Egyptian sea with a scorching wind. He will sweep his hand over the Euphrates River. He will break up into 7 streams so that men can cross over in sandals. There will be a highway for the remnant of his people that is left from Assyria, as there was for Israel when they came up out of Egypt.
Chapter 12. In that day you will say, I will praise you, O Lord. Although you were angry with me, your anger has turned away, and you have comforted me. Surely God is my salvation. I will trust and not be afraid. The Lord, is my strength and my song. He has become my salvation. With joy you will draw water from the wells of salvation. In that day you will say, give thanks to the Lord, call on his name. Make known among the nations what he has done, and proclaim that his name is exalted. Sing to the Lord, for he has done glorious things. Let this be known to all the world. Shout aloud and sing for joy, people of Zion, for great is the Holy One of Israel among you. I think that's a good place to end.
Mm-hmm. That's all underlined here in my Bible, just so you know.
And that's why we just read the word. Because you could go back through. I mean, if you were here and you wanted to talk over dinner, we'd be more than happy to talk over things and review. Because this not only is an online Bible reading, but it's in person. If you're in the area and you want to come by and be part of this and have dinner and talk afterwards, that's what we're here to do.
Mm-hmm.
I know in other households here, those that listen in, they do talk afterwards. So, and that's great feedback for us to hear. It's truly a blessing. But we're here to present the word and then for y'all to discuss. And like I said, if you're here and want to discuss it, we'd love it.
Yeah, chapter 9, verse 6. Because Bethany is like, this is a great way to end the Christmas season. For unto us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on that note, we're going to say thank you all for being here. And, if you have any prayer requests and don't want to leave them in the comments, you could always send us an email. We love praying for y'all. It is part of what we're here to do. Feel free to send us an email. If you're interested in anything we have going on here on the homestead or within the ministry itself, you can use that same email. You can contact us directly, leave something in the comments, get a chat going, all of that. We try to be as engaging with things as we possibly can as time allows. So,
someone just said that's Hezekiah, but that was Isaiah.
Yeah, we are actually reading. We're reading from Isaiah this evening, and we will continue until Isaiah is done. So, but on that,
no, your sister.
Okay. On that note, I gotta eat. So, thank you all for being here. Do you have anything to add, Mala?
No, just be in prayer for us this week.
Mhm.
We'll be in prayer for you this week. Yeah, lots going on and not a lot going on, if
Yes.
that makes sense. Yeah.
So unless things change before then, we will see you all next Sunday at 6:30. We do
Mhm.
this every Sunday at 6:30. And love having you all involved in the chat. So we
Glad you all were
appreciate
with us too.
it. Yeah,
Homestead twins. We haven't seen y'all in a minute.
yeah, it's been a
So
minute.
yeah.
But we're gonna peace out and have some dinner, and I've got some computer work I have to get done for our garden tool. So
Yeah,
gotta
and
get
if you want to keep up with us on Facebook, I'll probably send out a bit of an announcement here in the next day or so. I just got to get the words right.
that.
And I don't want to use AI.
Nope.
So I don't feel that's right. So we're just trying to come up with the words from, feeble mouth.
Yes.
But anyway. Oh, Sam.
Hey, Sam.
Good to hear from you, buddy. Enjoy the KFC, the Kashuba chicken.
Kashuba fried chicken. All right.
All right. Good
Thank
to
you
see
all.
y'all.
Y'all
Thanks
take care. It's been an hour, so take care. God bless.